Alright, I'm gonna try to start this. I have two little kids here who may interrupt, but the highway, or the happy highway hippo. So I want to give a little backstory as to where we started. We have been a family of 6 for quite some time. Our oldest is now 23, our youngest is 6. We have been traveling in a pull-behind camper for several years. It's a good size. You know, we have our front room. The kids have double bunks in the back. However, we have kind of outgrown everything. We do have a pickup truck that a Chevy 3500 pulls the camper. Fantastic. Problem is, it is a 6-seater, which worked out great in the past, but clearly no longer is going to fit us. With that being said, the 2 oldest kids have grown up. They've moved out. You know, we have a grandson, and eventually we expect to have more. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a quick Elmo piano intermission. As I said, there are children here. There are always children here. We just roll with it. The chaos, everything. So, what was I saying? So grandkids, hope to have more someday. At least that's the plan. Would like to be able to have them with to travel. The bunks would have been great. But again, we don't have a vehicle that can hold more than 6 people and pull the camper. So we decided to switch gears and buy a motorhome. Unfortunately, we lost our bunks and our additional beds, but the kids aren't even worried about it. They don't even care. They will probably crash wherever they land, to be honest. When we're traveling, our days are packed with activity. So by the end of the day, they're just tired anyhow. So we're going to make a plan. We have, we can set it up, and we'll do a video to show the motorhome kind of as we're filming it, sort of how we're going to set everything up and fit everybody in, and where their stuff will go, because on a motorhome, space is still limited. And then we're going to take everything out of the old one, kind of show what we were dealing with and kind of what we have going on now. But like I said, we are a big family. We also have 4 dogs that do travel with us when we go stay at campgrounds. 2 Pomeranians, a Yorkie, and an American Eskimo. So not all big dogs, 1 medium, 3 small ones. We tend to fit in pretty well. In the past, they have ridden in the truck with us, so we have 6 people and 4 dogs. It's very hairy, but also can be kind of stressful because we're just all sort of packed in. So the biggest complaint, and I think this is why the kids don't mind losing the bunks, is the biggest complaint is that there's no room, and sitting in a vehicle for that many hours with that many people and that many dogs in a closed space can be tiresome. So we typically, the longest we've left, I think, is 9 days. And in the future, we would like to expand that, which means then our 4 cats may have to join us. We also have 2 guinea pigs, and I have no idea what the plan is there, but we may have to just find a house sitter instead. But we do want to bring the dogs with. They, don't necessarily love travel, in a sense. The very first day when we head out, we have 2, one in particular who will throw up. And so we're still, if you have any tips on something that would work for her, she has a very sensitive stomach. We try not to do food before we depart so that doesn't happen. But anyway, we have a lot going on. The biggest change also is that we are no longer a family of 6. We're going to be officially a family of 8. Kind of 9, 10, and I'll explain that. So my husband and I, we have our 4 kids. We decided to start fostering after our oldest moved out. And we've been fostering for 2 years. We've had several kids come through our home. We have also we have the pleasure of and the privilege of being able to adopt two of the kids that we have had here with us, and they are almost 1 and 7. So that adoption is something that we're grateful for. Great relationship with the family. So again, very privileged to be in that position to welcome these kids into our wild and crazy group. We also have another foster baby who is with us right now. So she'll be traveling with us as well. So there's the 2 boys moved out. So I mean, it still kind of works out. However, we also have a previous foster child that we take every other day to help mom out. Again, great relationship there. And I want him to be able to come on vacation as well. Of course, as long as his mom approves of it and allows him to, we will always welcome him. So, as I said, we just don't. That's 8 of us. I mean, there's just no way we're gonna fit into a 6-passenger car. So, motorhome. We have plenty of seats. They can still have their car seats. We're gonna be able to watch TV or play games, snacks, that kind of thing. Not have to be on top of each other. The dogs will also be able to be in the vehicle without being on top of us all. So, this is how the Happy Hippo got its start. Our family just got too big and we needed a much bigger traveling space that sort of just made everybody more comfortable and made a road trip just that much better. So, like I said, we're just getting started, kind of working on a fun logo, that sort of thing. We're going to do, like I said, do the switch over, and it's really just the beginnings of our next adventure. We have no idea where we're going to take it. I think the goal is to do something really fun and with the kids and visit every state in America with the exception of Hawaii. We obviously cannot drive there. So we're going to hit 49 states, including Alaska, on our trek, and we're going to do a fun project with the kids, visit each of the states, highlight some restaurants, some fun activities. So we'll stop in every state, and we're not just drive right through. We'll make a stop at each one, whether it's just a fun landmark, just anything cool we can find that's family friendly. We are also a plant-based family. We have several members of our family who cannot eat dairy, have a dairy intolerance, so we're working around that. I was a vegetarian ever since I was little. So we add that in, our dairy intolerance, and here we are, for lots of reasons. So we'll try to highlight some of those restaurants. They're very difficult to find. So it's just going to be a fun learning experience for the kids. It's not just going to all be amusement parks and the beach. We want to see Washington, D.C., see different monuments. We've been to the Alamo, which was a really fun experience. It was a great thing to teach the kids about. So we just want to kind of build on that, and that these important things that have happened in our country, where those things are, see them firsthand and learn about them, not just read them in a school textbook. So there'll be some fun and learning and all of it kind of combined into one big adventure. Other than that, yeah, that's just kind of our story. That's kind of our family and what we got started and what our plan is going to be moving forward. So, yeah, just put some other videos. We'll do the changeover, kind of show bigger families, how that they can make this work. You know, we currently live in a 2,400 square foot, 4 bed, 3 bath house. And it still never feels like enough space. So being in a small camper is always bound to bring some exciting fights with kids and different challenges, but it's doable. We know that it's doable. We've done it in our pull behind. But something is always going to come up. And that's sort of the fun of it. So we're not saying goodbye to our big house. We do enjoy coming home and getting to kind of spread out and have our own space. But you just never know. And my hope is to someday be able to travel out of Minnesota for the entire winter, because I don't love being cold, and we live in northern Minnesota. So it's very, very chilly, and if we could pack up and leave for 3 months every winter, I would be a very happy person, very happy camper. So we'll see. We're gonna start out, just our typical family trips, and we'll see where that leads us, and see if someday we could make it a little bit more long term, and kind of what we can do in a small space. Material things only last you so long. So here we are, the Happy Highway Hippo.